Sir, we're waiting for your inaugural.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm audible, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, thanks to the colleagues of the Department of Economics, Coordinated College, for they have decided to place before us webinar one by one after another. We have already completed two national webinars. Taking COVID into account. One was on economic condition of the country amidst COVID-19, and second one was on pedagogical studies and e-learning amidst COVID-19, and finally this international webinar on COVID-19 mapping issues and challenges with gender perspective. I first of all extend my sincere thanks to the resource person, Professor Vibhuti Patel, former professor at Advanced Center for Women Studies, Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai, India, and Mr. Prakash Priyutosh Vibhakar, Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, School of Liberal Education, New Delhi. And also, I welcome and extend my thanks to the participants who have listening to and participating in this international seminar from different parts of the country and outside the country also. Actually, these COVID-19 mapping issues and challenges with gender perspective, I think this COVID-19 has touched each and every sector of the economy, each and every segment of the population, and naturally there will be inevitable effect of COVID-19 on gender. That is to say, there will be more incidents of inequalities you find because of COVID-19 in the Indian economy and outside the Indian economy also. That is a phenomenon. Already, this inequalities of gender is there. And COVID-19, this global pandemic situation, has the potential to magnify these inequalities exponentially. Nobody can deny. Girls are always denied health facilities. Girls are forced, married. Girls are subjected to violence. These are the facts of life. And what and how this COVID-19 is aggravating the situation, we need to discuss this. What will be the effect of COVID-19 on these inequalities, on this, whether this COVID-19 has accentuated the situation further. That needs to be discussed further. As I have said, girls are always at the receiving end. Women are always at the receiving end. This is the international phenomenon. In India, there is no exception to this rule. That is to say, you would see women and girls are always busy with taking care of all the members of the family, if they are whether they are aged person, whether they are children, and all the other members of the family. It is the responsibility of the woman to take care of these people. But then, what is happening, and this has its impact on the supply mechanism also. Even in the household, you see that girls and women are given the food, given the shelter, given the education only after, if you see that all the members of the family are being given all their requirements, they have been given all the requirements only after finishing this task. If anything remains, then the girls and women folks are given their due, and even then they don't get their due. This is the fact of life, as I have said. Now, in economic field also, you see, girls and women folks are prevented from accessing into income earning opportunities. This is also a fact of life. Mostly you find girls and women folks are given in employment which are temporary in nature, and whenever any crisis arises, women are the first to be asked to go out of the employment. And when this pandemic sort of situation you find is over, they have seldom the chances to go back to the employment market. That is to say, in employment scenario also, you see that the women and girls are the first victims. And in the informal sector, you find these things in particular. In informal sector, what happens? As I have said, girls are fast to be punished. Women are fast to be punished. And finally, I would say the experts are there, then the resource persons are there, they will discuss the thing in detail. But what I have found, what actually I have found in reality is the fact that before this pandemic, the health system which was we found in existence, that is to say, take the case of India. In case of India, we saw that girls and women were given various benefits out of the schemes announced by the government. But when the COVID-19 outbreak started taking place, this health system, which was meant for the women, were improved. And we don't know whether this is take the case of Anganwadi workers. We take the case of Anganwadi centers. We will find that now all the Anganwadi centers are closed. For what these Anganwadi centers were established? These were established for extending service, for extending medical treatment to the pregnant woman and to the weak and sick woman. But because of this pandemic, all the centers were closed, and we don't know. Now the government is taking steps, perhaps to reopen these centers, and as a result, what is happening? These women folks are being affected tremendously. Now it is the responsibility of the government. It is not the case of India alone. It is happening everywhere, and in India, face is same. Picture is grim. We should take efforts, allow efforts to see that women are given adequate protection in the matter of health services. Women are given adequate guarantee in the matter of employment, so that if we see that women are given appropriate and genuine share in the decision-making process, in the employment market, in the health sector, although in health sector you find the health sector is women are taking major step in the health sector also, so far as extension of service of patients are concerned. So all these issues we need elaborate discussion, and I hope the resource person will take due care while discussing these issues, and they throw light how we will be able to reduce the extent of inequalities that is in existence in this society, and from their suggestion we will be able to reduce the extent of this gap and inequality. With these few words, I again extend my sincere thanks to all the participants, to all the resource persons, and the colleagues of the Department of Economics who are engaged in organizing such type of webinar, national and international, with all their sincerity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I may now request our Vice President of the Dr. Sushmita Roy, who is also the convener of Women's Cell Karimganj College, to give her speech. You could hear me. Sushmita ma'am. Sushmita ma'am. Please unmute yourself. You could hear me. I think the signal network problem is there. Okay, ma'am is there. Okay, ma'am, if you could. Hello. Okay, ma'am. It's up to you. Hello. audible? It's up to you now. Hello? Hello, Shukita. Yes. Yeah, we are getting it. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you to this webinar, which is organized by the Department of Economics in collaboration with IQAC College and University of College. The topic of this webinar is mapping issues and challenges through gender's perspective, that is the COVID-19 pandemic, and mapping the issues and challenges through gender perspective. We know that COVID-19 pandemic is the global health crisis of our time, and it is the greatest challenge we have faced since World Wars. But this pandemic is not just a crisis, health crisis. It is much more than the health crisis. It has profound shock to our society and economy. This coronavirus pandemic has greatest impact on the way we perceive our world and our everyday lives. Both men and women are being impacted by COVID-19, and we know that coronavirus claimed the lives of men more than the women in some countries. If we look into this crisis through the lens of gender, we find that this pandemic of COVID-19 has different impacts on men and women. History is witness to the fact that wars, pandemics, epidemics leave a lasting dent on life, work, and mental well-being of women, which is irreparable. Women have been heavily affected by pandemic, both in the past as well as in the present situation. As pandemic implies widespread disease, it necessitates healthcare and personal protection. Women have been normatively associated with the idea of care, therefore there is additional responsibility which relies on the shoulder of the woman. The steps of quarantine and isolation to contain the spread of pandemic also created extra pressure on the everyday existence of women. Then, due to lockdown, there is potential rise in domestic violence. Several countries saw the spikes in domestic violence. Women and girls face more negative impacts than men. They have seen in the social media accounts and news bulletins the heartbreaking stories of stranded women, hungry and in despair, many pregnant or with infants walking miles without hope or help. Stories of babies delivered in the road and women dying due to lack of medical care. Again, there is third gender people or transgender who do not identify with binary gender construct of the society. Their livelihood is also very much affected in the times of pandemic. We want a gender-balanced or gender-sensitive response to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, which is very much need of this period. This 2 days international webinar will try to address these challenges and issues of women like health, domestic violences, unpaid care work, economic hardship, and the like. We are very happy to have with us eminent resource persons and participants. We'll hear from them and tackle this big issue. We welcome you all. We welcome our dignitaries and the participants. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.